Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from EPOMAKER. This is the RT100 tri-mode mechanical keyboard. It supports 2.4 gigahertz wireless, wired mode, and up to 3 different Bluetooth devices that you can switch between. This also has a little companion, what they call a mini TV, which is actually an LCD screen that can attach to the back of the keyboard. So this is an interesting product that we're going to take a look at now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that you get once you get it out of the box. You're going to get a couple pieces of documentation here for the RT100. You do get a user manual for the little smart screen that you can attach to the back of the keyboard, showing you how to adjust your time, your CPU progress display, and choosing background images for the smart screen itself. We'll take a little bit more of a look at that in just a few moments. This is the quick guide for the RT100. It's in a couple different languages, but it has all of your layouts for your key combinations for changing your RGB, using the multimedia volume knob on the right-hand side of the keyboard, and you can even customize that knob to do different things through the software. Again, we'll take a look at that in just a few moments. You do get a dual purpose keycap puller and switch remover as well. So these are hot swappable switches that you can switch out if you like different switches than what come with it, or just want to try something out. And you can also replace the keycaps as well if you don't like these keycaps that are included on the RT100 out of the box. You do get a very, very nice USB Type A to USB Type C cable here. It's not a custom cable or anything like that, but it is very high quality. As you can see here, a very thick cable, and it also has those aluminum reinforcements at both sides for the USB Type A and the USB Type C. So overall, a very nice cable here from EPOMAKER for the RT100. Now in this little packed up section here that you get in the box is this add-on LCD screen. It's add-on via USB Type-C, and this is an interesting little screen to have. It will show some of your information about your PC, like the date and the time, and a few other things. And you can also put either a picture or a GIF on here as well. It attaches to the keyboard on the back of it via USB Type-C. I'll get to that in just a second. Let's take a look at the overall build quality of the RT100. It does have a plastic deck, but there is a lot of reinforcement and noise dampening underneath this deck as well. The typing experience on it that I have had on this is excellent, and the keys that they provide, which I'll go over in just a moment, are very, very nice right out of the box. So very nice out of the factory. Not a lot of modding would need to be done with this. You have a 360-degree rotating multimedia knob here. You can press it in. You can turn by default your volume up and down, and it's got some nice satisfying clicks here as well. Up at the top, we do have a Windows and Mac switch, and we do have an on and off switch for when you're not going to be using this in wired mode. You can turn that switch on, and you will have access to up to 3 different Bluetooth devices and or 2.4 gigahertz via a dongle. Now we do have some levelers here, and they are dual levelers, so that means you can either choose a higher or lower angle depending on what you want out of the levelers. This is a plastic deck, but you can see there's little to no flexing on the deck whatsoever. You do have a USB Type-C port in the back here, and then if you remove this little door, we do have a 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle for wireless connection if that's what you want to use. You can certainly use this as well. Now getting it out of this when behind the camera is a little tricky, but there you go. go. That's your wireless 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and that reveals another USB Type-C port, and this is where we will put our LCD screen. So we can actually put this in, it snaps into place, and it sits in the back of the keyboard just like that. Now again, I'm going to go over that now, but you do have the full unboxing of the RT100, and I must say, at first glance, this is a very nice, sturdy keyboard with a very minimal flex to it. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the switches. The switches that came with the one that I have are EPOMAKER's Wisteria linear switches. And these are really nice. They're lubed out of the factory. They are a Kale 5-pin hot-swappable, so you can hot-swap these with other ones as well. And the typing experience that I get on this is a fairly silent, except for the thunk that you get against the keyboard. There's really no clicking to it. You can get tactile switches and other switches as well. And the keycaps are nice. These are PBT keycaps with an MDA profile, so you're going to be able to type for longer periods of time on this keyboard, and it's going to be nice and comfortable. Also have south-facing LEDs and a gasket mounted, as you can see here. So one of the interesting functions here is this mini TV is what they're calling it. It's a LCD screen that hooks in via USB Type-C. You can see your time, your date, your battery level, whether it's charging, how you're connected. I'm currently connected via USB. The temperature, which is not your CPU temperature, it's actually the local temperature for wherever you're located, and your CPU utilization. Now this software for Windows is in beta, and I could not get the CPU utilization to work for me, so I'm going to have to mess with it a little bit longer. But you can see that we can put animated GIFs right on the screen here, and they come up really nicely actually, and you can use the software to upload whatever you would like. Okay, so the RT100 also has a ton of different RGB modes in it. Using the function and delete key, we'll cycle you through these modes. I'm not going to cover every one of them. Since we have south-facing LEDs, it does still shine through and give you a pretty nice ambiance there for RGB. I think this would look a little bit better if we had kind of shine through keycaps, but being south-facing RGB kind of saves that a little bit as well. So we've got a ton of different modes here that we can set with function delete. And as you can see, we're going through some of them now. And you can also alter these animations using the arrow keys if you would like to. So if you would like to either say raise or lower the brightness levels, you can use a function and up and down arrows. Now the down arrows will lower it down till it turns off completely, and the up arrow will of course raise that up. So you have 3 levels of brightness, 4 if you include fully off with the up and down arrow keys. Now we can also find an animation that is a left to right animation, and we can slow the animation down by doing function left, or we can speed it up by doing function right. This is fairly standard on a lot of RGB keyboards, but if we do a function page up, we can change everything to one color instead of rainbow, and we can cycle through those colors with function page up. So if you like maybe say blue or purple, you can leave it on that, or white, or you can leave it on RGB if you wish. Last but not least, we have the EPOMAKER driver software, and this is the main page here. You can sign up for an account. I'm logged in as me, and this will come into play when you go into personal and sharing pictures and things like that for the screen and animations and things. Now you can see on the main screen here, we have a per key assignment. So if I want to take the F4 key and I want to do like a key combination, I can assign that. I can disable the key, reset it. I can also add a macro to that key or a media key, or I can even put a mouse command on that key as well. So you've got a lot of different things that you can assign per key, which is really great. Now over on the right hand side, you see we've got 4 different layers as well. So we can also turn on function layer, and we've got a ton of different customizing options here in the software. We can also adjust our key sensitivity from 1 to 10 as well. Moving on over to lighting, again, I've showed you most of the RGB that you can do on this, but we can customize it even further for making it, all one color, certain colors, the speed of the animation right here, the brightness of the animation, whether it goes left to right or right to left if it has options. And again, this is a huge list of different RGB effects that you can use. In the sleep section of the lighting tab, you have 2.4 gigahertz and Bluetooth lights off as a default of 2 minutes, and you can set that for whatever time you would like, and 28 minutes for the keyboard to go to sleep. This is, of course, to save battery life. Now the macro screen allows you, of course, to make any macros that you would like, and you can save those and you can upload them or import them as well. So you do have a full macro suite here as well. Now we do have a sketch pad, which is an interesting thing here. You can sketch out your own designs for the LCD screen if you would like, and you can set them up any way you would like to. If you fancy yourself a pixel artist, you can pretty much make whatever you would like for the LCD screen, and then you can upload it to the screen from here. Going to the Share tab is going to have settings that other people have set up, and they'll allow you to download their macros, their macro setups, and of course their settings setups as well. So if you want to download their settings and the way they have the whole keyboard set up, you can go through this and download those as well. Share pictures is the same thing, except for these are GIFs and other things that people have uploaded. You can download these, and you can see there's hundreds of pages of these. So you can download the ones that you like, and then you can use the software to upload them directly to your screen on your specific device. So this is a neat way of just either sharing your own with other people or downloading ones people have already created or uploaded. Going to the Personal tab is going to allow you to upload and download your settings to the cloud, so that if you want to upload your settings and then later on download them, you can. You can check for updates for the app and updates for the firmware for the keyboard itself as well. Your language is setting here, and of course whether you want this to start when your system starts up as well. So that's the EPOMAKER driver software, and it's a nice full suite of software that gives you a ton of customization for your keyboard. Okay, so that's my review of the EPOMAKER RT100 tri-mode mechanical keyboard. I have to say that with the Wisteria linear switches, this is a great out-of-the-box factory typing experience. I don't really feel the need to mod anything to get a nice, comfortable really great typing experience out of this. The LCD screen is great. It's a nice add-on to have. They are working on the software. It is currently in beta for Windows, so hopefully they will continue to further that. I do like being creative and uploading GIFs or images to that LCD screen, and it does provide the date and the time and a few other things as well. I'm excited to see where it's going to go in the future. Overall, if you're looking for an RGB mechanical keyboard that is hot swappable and available to upgrade in the future, you may want to check this one out from EPOMAKER. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.